I'd like to pass it on now to Rebecca Webb to provide her report for the year.
So thank you for that, Elaine. And thank you for all of you who are joining us today and participating in my first AGM as the Executive Director for KW Counselling Services. As Elaine mentioned, I've been with the agency for just shy of a year, and it has been a real pleasure getting to know and work with the tremendous staff and volunteers and board members here. The agency has a wonderful culture of acceptance, and it's been great to be welcomed into the KW Counselling Services family. So this report and this meeting today is about 2019, or about 2019, but it's important, and that's important reflection for us to undertake. But I also want to do this through the lens of what the story of 2019 means in the context of what's happening here and now in this present moment, the impact of COVID-19 and on our community and our agency's response to that. For context, I'm going to share the same message I've been repeating with staff, and I know some of you are joining us today, and this may be a little bit of a broken record. But our goal right now is to do the most amount of good according to what our community needs right now in this evolving moment with the resources at our disposal. It is every bit as simple and as complicated as that. How we go about that is the complicated bit. And I think the short answer is we lean into what we've always been. Whatever changes we've seen over the years at a programming level, staff, board, or as our funding changes, there are some fundamentals at the bedrock of KW Counselling Services. We are an agency that is innovative, that welcomes everyone and lives up to our mission that no one is left behind, and that is deeply tuned into the needs of the community and are always adapting and shifting to meet those needs. So seen in this slide, what's the story of 2019? In 2019, we noticed changes in who was presenting at our walk-in clinics and the types of supports they were looking for. One of the big things we noticed is that we had couples and families arriving at our walk-in. For anyone who doesn't know the history of walk-in, it is designed to be a weekly, no appointment needed clinic where people could access a single session of therapy, but it was always envisioned as an individual therapy. Our community needed something else, and they came through our doors trusting that we could help. Now, the solutions for this were not easy or obvious. There are realities related to intimate partner violence that meant that there were risks in providing this service with people walking through the door where we didn't have a history with the clients necessarily. We also had a team who was dedicated to seeing not just the risks, but the opportunity in that moment in supporting someone who was reaching out for help. So our staff did a global review of the available literature. They built the training and the protocols to support delivering service in a new way. This is a programming piece that we were planning to implement this spring, but has been knocked out of delivery timeline by COVID. But even so, as our walk-in counseling clinic model evolves, I think it's important to remember just how hard our staff, students, and volunteers work to make this service feasible. As far as we know, ours is still the largest walk-in counseling service in Canada and perhaps the world. We've helped thousands of people by making counseling accessible in this way, and that's worth celebrating. In 2019, our parenting education and supports team was busy in the second year of Parenting Now project. So this is a huge project. It involved a great deal of thought and planning and energy, and consultation went into sorting out how it was going to be delivered. And with all of that history and all of that work beside it, when the solutions we put into the community weren't getting the results we hoped for, the team explored with clients, understood the why, and pivoted on a dime. We removed some online features and replaced them with the opportunities for parents to have phone calls with members of our team. And this connection between parents has proven to be the heart of the project. With the great depth of experience we have in this area, the team never took it for granted that they had all the answers. They listened and learned and adapted. Our OK to Be Me program for LGBTQ+ youth is seeing increase in demand and visibility, and as the visibility and reputation of the program continues to grow. we are in some ways bearing the burden of our own success. We are thrilled to announce that we have been successful in securing another 3-year GROW grant from the Ontario Trillium Foundation. Even so, the need for the service is expected to continue to exceed the demand. We're working with more partners, including Family Services in Guelph Wellington, to increase community capacity and to extend the reach of this community programming. We are also excited to enter into partnership with Spectrum, Waterloo Region's Rainbow Community Space, to provide counseling for transgender and gender diverse people. On the note of partnership, I do want to say that I am deeply grateful for the welcome and support and hard work of the Counselling Collaborative of Waterloo Region. Elaine mentioned some of the work that we were doing there to implement Penelope. But even so, it's a group of 6 like-minded agencies provided similar supports throughout the region, working closely together for years towards more coordinated service. I believe the state of emergency unlocked a whole new level of cooperation and sharing of resources and just mutual support from that group that I am deeply grateful for. Also grateful to Diane, who was participating in that work as acting interim executive director. And Diane, you did a lot of work loosening up that ketchup bottle and thwapping it on the bottom, and I just sort of had to pour it out. So thank you very much. All of which is to say, we know who we are. We can stand firmly rooted in that and know that it is deep in our DNA to adapt and find new ways to be what our community needs. That's what I mean when I say we'll lean into what we have always been in order to do the most amount of good with the resources at our disposal. Because in many ways, our resources are formidable. We have amazingly gifted staff. I won't shy away here from how grueling the work has sometimes been over the past 2 months to keep looking after our clients while reinventing our workflow on the fly and dealing with the stressors and uncertainties in their own lives while working from homes. So thank you, all of you, for that. We have a board who is deeply committed and engaged, and an absolute gift as an executive director. You put in the time and you ask hard questions, and your dedication to making us the best possible version of ourselves is evident. I also want to say thank you to all the rest of our volunteers, some of whom provide direct service and some of whom give their time and energy to committee work and fundraising, and all of whom are vital in order for us to keep doing what we do. And we have a community who trusts us, and in that trust lies a pact that we will continue to honor, come what may. 70 years as Waterloo Region's community mental health agency is no small thing. KW Counselling Services is a very special organization that has thrived and helped our community to thrive for generations. That won't be undone by COVID-19, but we can learn from it. We are in what promises to be a very interesting strategic planning year, and we will be engaging with the community to find out what you need from us, what we ought to be building towards as we continue to work towards our vision of a community where no one's left behind. Thank you.